Hi again, folks. How are you all doing? This is a Hornby Q1 that was sent to me by Jeremy. Haven't looked at a Q1 before, so this will be interesting. Jeremy told me that he got this as a birthday present from his son a few years ago, but it's always had what he considers to be pickup issues, and he says that it seems that the locomotive is only picking up from the tender. Let's turn on the power and see what happens. So it seems to run okay actually, maybe a wee bit stoppy starting on points, but let's back it into the shed and we'll give it a look over. So a Q1, we meet at last. I wondered when I'd get sent one of these. Yeah, not the prettiest locomotive, it has to be said, but I like them. I like the way there's no regard for aesthetics at all. It's just a boiler on wheels, and I know they had all sorts of nicknames. But yeah, I like them a lot. I don't have one on my layout because I don't really run Southern or Great Western models. My layout is more kind of Scottish themed, but I'm very tempted to have one of these on just for a bit of a laugh because, yeah, I like them. Anyway, this is it's locomotive driven, although it's got the drawbar with the contacts top and bottom to connect the tender. And Jeremy reckons that this is only picking up from the tender. That's entirely possible. I don't think there's any DCC gubbins in the tender, not with that. So the fact that this doesn't run on its own does suggest that there's an issue with the pickups. Looking at this, I think there's been some jiggery faffery going on. The pickups look a little bit out of position. Just get the endoscope in. So the pickups on the rear wheel there are making contact, but you can see it's a little bit out of position there. And this plate seems to be a little bit bulged. The front here, again, the pickup is out of position and it's at the wrong angle. It's not making contact with that wheel. We've got a sandpipe missing. But yeah, I strongly suspect that the wire connecting the pickup to the motor is broken, or there's something wrong with the continuity between the pickups and the motor. Front buffer beam here, that's been broken. I think these were, oh yeah, that one is a sprung buffer, but that one isn't. It's been broken. So this is it's had a life. So we'll get a look into it. We've got a screw in the lum. Right, okay. We'll undo that and we'll get a look in here. Undo that. And that comes out like that. Yeah, I've got an 8-pin DCC socket there with a blanking plate. But yeah, I get the feeling somebody's been in here. Let's undo this plate at the bottom and we'll see what's going on with the pickups. 4 screws to remove this. Come on, out you come. There you go. Pickups aren't too out of position. So the pickups don't seem to be too out of position, but they make contact there and there. Right, lift that pickup out. So the pickups aren't wired, they're just touching the contacts there, possibly there. Right, okay. These pickups need a good clean. I want to disconnect that and disconnect the motor. There we go. That's what I was looking for. That wire that goes down that hole. Question is that connected? And what's it connected to? Let's just take this gear out while we've got this open. Have a look at it. Pretty sure it'll be fine. There's no split. It's a bit dry though. So yeah, the wire's connected, so that's good. So I think the problem has been probable poor contact with this and poor contact with that. I mean, that's got black paint in it, so I think we'll clean that up, expose the metal, and we'll clean the pickups, and we'll see if we can get a better contact between the pickups and these. So I think I'm going to give these pickups a blast in the sonic cleaner and go and get myself some lunch and take the dogs out, and then we'll put it back together and see if it works. Pop them in there. So lunch had, Doug's walked, quite windy out there today. So the pickups have been in the sonic cleaner and are all nice and clean now. So we'll refit them. I'm going to clean this contact here. Hopefully that'll improve things. I forgot to mention when I was looking at this initially that the coupling on the tender is an old 00 style coupling. And Jeremy said he wants that left as is, so he must have a lot of old 00 stock or prefers these couplings, but that's fine, we'll just leave it alone. The tender looks okay actually, the pickups are all fine, looks clean enough. We'll give it a wee going over the dusty brush. There's a broken step there, I'll glue that back, but yeah, that seems fine. You can see that contact there, it's covered in black paint, so we'll give it a polish. Well, I say it's paint, it might be some other black gunky stuff, but there we go, it's off now. So that should ensure better contact. The other thing we can do is when I fit this on, we can give that a wee bit of a bend, or we could put a little spot of solder on there. I've done that in the past with these sorts of pickups, but I think just give this a little bit of a bend. See how that goes. So when that plate is screwed down, that should be making better contact. Right. Yeah, I think that'll do. I think we'll just put these on with a wee bend. Right, I want to lift this a little bit and get a little bit of oil into the axles. There we go. Yeah, that's better. So there we go. Now we can get into lubricate the axles. You can see that piece of tape there, that's insulating the chassis from where that wire is soldered onto that terminal. Bit of fresh oil in the bearings. And carefully get this back down. So get these pickups in place again. Right, pickups all more or less doing what they should. That one's a bit, there we go. So in theory, if I touch the wheels with the battery, that motor should spin. There you go. Right, so we've now got continuity from the local wheels to the motor. What am I doing? Right, let's get this motor back in place. We'll get the gear back in. Get it greased up and lubricated. Silicone grease on the gear. And a touch of gear oil on the worm gear. Right, get this motor back in position. Get these wires where they should be. Right, so we'll put this on the test track and see if it runs. Okay, turn on the power. Oh, helps if you switch it on. Okay, try again. There we go. It's only about 100, 150 milliamps. So yeah, it looks like the problem was just the contacts on the chassis, especially that one that was all black. Just weren't picking up current from the pickups, so there was no current getting to the motor. Sorted that, and it now runs okay. And I'm sure once the tender's connected up, it'll run even better. We'll get some oil on all the linkages and stuff, because it's a wee bit dry looking. Yeah, this was loose in the box when it arrived. I think it's just been glued on. So that's what we'll do. We'll just glue it on. And we'll fix that wee step on the tender as well. Give this a dust down. Right, okay, let that set. I've got a wee broken step here. Needs a wee touch of glue. It's kind of inevitable that models getting sent to me in the post suffer a wee bit of damage now and again. Sometimes it's difficult to tell if it's damage that's happened in the post or if it was something that was there already, because all the models I get are used. So quite often with little bits and pieces that break off, I don't put them back on. I just leave them loose, because chances are they're just going to come off again when I post them, or I don't know where they go. I don't know where the little bits go. But I do try to put things back. This is not sticking. Why is that? Why is that just refusing to stick? I think that's it now. Right, okay, let's get this body on. We've got some pipe work to negotiate. Not like that Bachmann 4MT though. Right, got little lugs at the back, so it clips in. That pipe is supposed to go in there, and in there, that goes in there. So it's kind of similar to that 4MT, but not as bad. Right, okay, that's all on. We screwed in the chimney. There we go. We're done. So there we go, that's my first Q1 sorted. Let's pull it out of the shed. Right, so that's Jeremy's Q1 sorted out, just a case of a bad contact between the left pickup and the wire to the motor. I gave the pickups a clean, a wee bit of a bend, and polished the bad contact, and this is now picking up from the locomotive and the tender, so shouldn't have any more stoppy-starty-itis issues. Putting the pickups into the sonic cleaner was actually a mistake. I really shouldn't have done that. A moment of madness, as it took all the black paint off. I didn't think that would really matter, but the way the pickups fit in this model, they're very visible, and the exposed copper spoiled the look of the model. So I had to repaint the exposed parts. Note to self, don't put painted things in the sonic cleaner, especially with the heated cleaning solution I use. Yeah, I really like Q1s. Pity they don't really fit in with my layout, but it's been nice to have this one visit for an overhaul and a runabout. I shall get it packed up and sent back to Jeremy. I'm going to give it another wee run first though. I'll catch you later, folks.